At this time, we would kindly ask that you please rise if you're able and remove your mask for the playing of O Canada. It is now time to meet tonight's starting lineup, beginning with the visiting Sheridan Bruins. From Mississauga, number 1, Thompson West. From Oakville, number 5, David Udall. From Vineland, number 6, Cohen Ryder. From Beansville, number 7, Gavin Elzinga.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside the Simply Financial Athletics Center. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Second half of a doubleheader as we hit the men's slate this afternoon. I'm Alec Murray alongside Alex Vandenhack with you today. The men's Niagara College team getting set to face the Sheridan Bruins, who come to town to kick off a 3-game homestand for the Niagara College Knights, as we are just about set for serve-off here. Niagara coming off a hard-fought, Alex, tough, gritty loss to the Humber Hawks a couple of days ago. They had some bright spots in that game. Niagara College shorthanded as well today, missing a lot of players due to sickness right now. Going to try and overcome adversity here this afternoon and get a win at home.
Absolutely. Obviously, a lot of players out with sickness, as you mentioned. No Riley or Noah Tremblay and Matthew Perron, so that's
the big one.
Yeah, literally. three or four really key contributors for this Knights team. It almost feels like from being here at Niagara College, there's a cold going around, and it's making its way towards the men's side of the things. Not quite the women's team, knock on wood, but Sheridan coming into today 3-10. However, they've lost their last 9 games, looking to get back into the win column here in the 2025.
We will mention, take a look there. There's Leland Parenteau wearing number 3 this afternoon for the Niagara College Knights. He was outstanding in that game against the Humber Hawks a couple of days ago. He was unbelievable out of the center position. Niagara College is going to look for that again this afternoon from number 3 in white and dark blue. Starters here will rim them off, starting with the visitors, Sheridan College. Thompson, Nijin, David Ugabor, Cohen Reimer, Gavin Elzinga, Joshua King. Elzinga, the guy there you got to keep an eye on. Keeman Tung, Andrew Boney, and Diano Christov are the starters for the Sheridan Bruins. On the other side, we mentioned it, Leland Parenteau gets his second start with the Niagara College Knights. R.J. Martin, Liam Marchetti, Wisdom Smith, very tall. He's going to be an effective piece. They're going to have to use him well. If they want to take advantage of that middle, they're going to have to use him well here this afternoon. You look at Ashton Newitz, Micah Newitz, the brothers getting the start, as well as Rowan Redekop in the middle. Those are your starters for this afternoon, as we are just about set here. So a shorthanded Niagara College team looking to get back in the win column, just as the women did earlier on this afternoon. And Sheridan will open with serve here today. Andrew Boney behind the service line will serve it. Here's Ashton Newitz with the pass. They'll go right into the middle, and they got it on tempo to start this one. Parentil right on as he connects early on with a row and a Redicap into the middle. And that's how we start this one. All about a next man up mentality for this NC squad. And the center, Leland Parentil, showing that. There's Mitch Chirpy. They're gonna go back row. There's a pipe ball, great placement. Newitz paints that back line, and it's 2-0 to start NC.
You mentioned the next man up mentality. That's been kind of a theme of this Niagara College team all season, but when you have so many players who are sick here today, you have to have that, and this Niagara team is a very deep team.
Some ups and downs this season for the Niagara College men's team, but again, you want to start playing your best volleyball right about now. There's Wisdom with a great swing. Cut that one sharp, able to keep it up. Or the Sheridan Bruins tap. He's able to get back on that one. As Wisdom Smith back on the near side. Powerful swing, and he gets it to go. So he couldn't connect on the first one. He does on the second one. Off the top hands of the block that came late from the Sheridan Bruins. And it's 3-0 NC to start.
Well, that's what Wisdom Smith does. He's obviously very raw at 6'8" in his first year, but lots of potential with him.
No Matty Takis today for Niagara College, so we'll see a lot of Wisdom Smith in this one. There's another excellent swing. Mitch Chirpy able to find the court, and Niagara is off and flying here this afternoon at home. Finding the seams early in the blocks, able to get hands up. 3 hands up front for NC in this rotation. It'll be saved out of the back row by Tong. He'll bump it up in another free ball for Niagara College. Here they go to the outside. Mitch Chirpy. Great fight off in the back end. As Tong able to keep that up. It'll be dumped over Elzinga. Far side, Chirpy again. He answers again. And an excellent start for Mitch Chirpy. And a 5-0 run to start for Niagara College. Another guy they're going to rely on here, Mitch Chirpy on that far side. The outside hitter from Peterborough in his 3rd season, and it's a 6-0 run to start for NC. And that is going to be an early timeout for the Sheridan Bruins, as Liam Butchwright in his 3rd year has to make a timeout call. 6 points into this one. Niagara College coming with pace, coming with tempo, and they seem to hit everything right on the top of the head to start this match. As you look, Leland Parentil in system with his middles right off the hop. As Rowan Redicap and him connected early. We've seen Wisdom Smith getting in the action as well. He's going to everybody right off the hop. Mitch Chirpy as well on the outside. Trying to get everybody in the rotation, Alex, right off the hop. That's something that you want to do. Get everybody involved early. When you do that, everybody gets a little bit of confidence heading in for the rest of this volleyball game. And that's exactly what the setter, Leland Parentil, has done thus far.
Well, usually he's only in for spot serving scenarios, but he's going to get the bulk of the action here today. And the action that he has had so far, he's been brilliant. And last Wednesday against Humber, he was fantastic there. We'll get a replay of Ashton's point here. And
it's just Sheridan giving free balls. Niagara takes full advantage, and if you're going to win volleyball games, you got to take full advantage of those free balls. It's just exactly what Niagara College has done through 6. Here's Newitz. Can't ice him on the serve, and it's kept up. Banagan, back over Chirpy. Here they go, pipe ball out of system, and able to tap that one over. Free ball again, Niagara, out of the middle, Parentil for Smith, who hammers it home. Uses every bit of that 6'8" frame, and he can hammer a volleyball. 7-0 run for Niagara College to start.
Well, Alec, not only is he 6'8", but he's got a long wingspan as well.
Newitz, another great serve, tight pass to the net. Up top, there's a swing. Exactly what Sheridan ordered as they're finally on the board. And a good swing on that outside by Cohen Reimer. Local Cohen Reimer here to the Niagara region. Went to Eden in his first year with Sheridan.
Bit of a homecoming here.
There's the serve from Reimer. It's a good one. Overpass NC. Free ball Sheridan. They go back to the outside. Great job to keep that up. But they're going to call NC on a double for Newitz. And it was Gavin Elzinga. I said you got to keep an eye on him. The 4th year. Elzinga, the veteran on this team. And they're going to look to him a lot here this afternoon.
Yeah, Sheridan, not very experienced team. Only 2 players in their 4th year, as you mentioned. Gavin Elzinga as well as Connor Thompson.
Also a local Niagara area kid from Beamsville. Attended Smithville Christian High. Couple Niagara kids on this Sheridan roster as here it comes to the outside. Booney. They get it over. They'll come for Parento, who dumps it over. Free ball, Sheridan. Booney comes to the outside. It'll be dug up by Newitz. Parento on the outside. Chirpy able to dump it over. Booney goes backside. That's a great dig. Oh, Parento keeps the play alive. What a rally here. Outside, Mitch Chirpy does it. Leland Parento with the dig, and then the next play they set up Mitch Chirpy on the outside, and he made no mistake hitting that seam in the block.
Well, he's picking up right where he left off last Wednesday in Toronto at Humber.
That serve is going to have a little bit too much air under it as it glides out the back. The 9-3 Niagara start here in the first set if you're just joining us. 7-0 NC run to start this one. Ugabor to serve. Off pass, Newitz able to get there. Parento will dump over a free ball. Sheridan needs to take advantage. They go pipe in the back row, and it works. There's Cohen Reimer. (9-4) here early on in set number 1. Ugabor's serve is good. And now Sheridan's starting to pick it up a little bit.
Started off at 7-0 in favor of Niagara. Now it's down to 9-5. And this is a game of runs as we've seen even going back to last game. And Sheridan make it 9-6.
The tough part, Alex, for Niagara here this afternoon, we mentioned so shorthanded. They only have 4 players off the bench to be able to use. If you look at Matthew Takis, Wyatt Thompson, or Matthew Takis is out, sorry. But only 4 guys dressed on that bench side for NC. So they're going to have to be using them wisely. But again, those starters are going to be out there for the majority of this one. Not going to have to make too many substitutions for NC today. Service passed up by Reimer, in tight, good hands at the net. Little tip pass, Chirpy got a hand on it, could not pop it back up. And it's a 3-point game, 10-7.
Well, to your point about the Knights being shorthanded, it's usually double, usually around 8 guys on the bench, but Sheridan themselves doesn't have a deep bench, themselves, only 4 players on their bench, 5.
Britton Burrows, Nathan Gimmons, Wyatt Thompson, the lone bench players for Niagara College here today. So very, very, very short for this NC team as Chirpy will serve it in. Booney will go back to the far side, and there's the C ball. And Gavin Elzinga connects for Sheridan. Ken Matong to serve, and it is out on the near side. So 12-8 here in this first set.
Well, Alec, we talk about this Niagara team being shorthanded. One of the players, Britton Burrows, he doesn't usually play. He's only played 1 game all season, and that was against Boreal. So really it's 3 bench players.
Absolutely, as there is a block at the net. As meeting it up top is Rowan Aretica.
Now, to be fair to Britton, in that game against Boreal, he was fantastic. But still, only a guy who's in his first year who's played 1 game. So and an experienced player on that bench who we'll probably see get some run here today.
Britton Burrows mentioned it. Was a red shirt last year, played some action. And now here. But again, it's all about opportunity. Whenever you get it, you got to take advantage of it. We'll see if it comes here this afternoon. Leland Parenteau's serve is a good one. And what a job to get that ball back over. And Wisdom Smith will end that quickly with a good swing on the near side.
Well, Alec, you talk about making the most of your opportunity. Leland Parenteau is a great example. Usually, he's not usually starting and he's in just for spot serves, but going back to the last game against Humber, he was terrific, and here today he's been great as well.
Winnipeg, Manitoba native in his first year with NC here. There's an overpass. Newitz puts it back down as he read that one perfectly. And a 16-9 Niagara College lead. Check that, 15-9. So a 6-point gap here in the first set. Parenteau setting up, little jump float, handcuffed. Reimer just a bit, they'll have to jump over a free ball. Here's Parenteau, he's gonna go back row, just out of system. As light touch over, now they go, Reimer, rejected. There's the big Wisdom Smith teaming up, Rowan Redikamp able to close that block and send it back 16-9.
Good job from Niagara to respond back from that last punch from Sheridan. Obviously Niagara got off to the big start, but Sheridan chipping away, but Niagara back in the driver's seat.
Parenteau on some type of run here behind the service line. They go in the middle. Good get by Newitz. Parenteau back for Smith. What a roll. Extremely smart play from Wisdom Smith on the near side as he saw the block and he was able to roll that right down in front of him. Eight-point advantage Niagara here in set number one. Leland Parenteau's serve is good. Little pop up near side. Reimer is sent right back down. And there he is again. Wisdom Smith having quite the run here in the first set for Niagara College. And it's 18-9. Looking to make a double-digit lead here, NC. Parenteau. Little extra on that one, and he sails it out the back, but a good run for Leland Parenteau in Niagara College. Andrew Booney to serve. Up top, back row, Chirpy sends it out the back, and it's 18-11. Bunny trying to get Sheridan back within reach here. Jump float is good. Newitz handcuffed a bit, but pumps it up. Parenteau gives it right back to him. There's a swing right down the line of Newitz. And they're gonna call it a Sheridan point. That ball was right there. It looked close to the line, but they do reward it to Sheridan. So a 6-point gap.
That looked good from our angle.
Did look good from our angle. Parenteau puts it up. Put down by Redikamp. Kept alive by the Bruins on the far side. There's Elzinga with a swing. Recycled off the block. They come to Reimer now. Off the hands. Into the mesh. Kept alive, but Parenteau couldn't get it back up. And Sheridan is coming right back into this one here in the first set.
Have to think Steve Stone may use a timeout sooner rather than later. Still has two in his back pocket.
Bonnie trying to give Sheridan the run they're looking for. There's the serve, pass up, far side. Wisdom Smith is out on the near side, so a little bit of a run here for NC now, holding a 4-point advantage. Biggest lead 9 of this set. Bonnie's float is good. Kept alive, Newitz. They'll pop it right back up for him. There's hands at the net. And Cohen Reimer has his name all over this first set for Sheridan.
Back down to 3 here, Alec.
The Bruins have cut the lead to 3. They've trailed by as much as 9. Newitz, overpass, dumped up. Good read by Parento. Keeps it alive. Smith pokes it over. Reimer keeps it up. Bonnie, far side. There's Elzinga. He sails it out the back, and Niagara gets a big point.
Probably calming the nerves down a bit because you can kind of feel a little bit of angst in this Knights team.
So Nathan Gibbons is going to check in for Niagara College. The outside hitter standing at 6'4" from Hamilton in his second year. And he's going to serve here for NC. Here comes the serve from Gibbons. Float is in, kept alive Reimer. Bonnie goes right back to him. It is rejected. Rowan Redekop, solo block, sends it back. And Niagara within 5 here of taking set 1. Serve is good. Bonnie in the middle. And there's a good swing. David Ogabor able to put that one down and gets it back within a 4-point reach for Sheridan. Serve from Reimer is heavy, but into the mesh.
That's a killer there. You got it back down to 4, trying to build some more momentum, and you give it away with a service error there.
Yeah, for the Bruins, not time now to kind of shoot yourself in the foot here. Down 21-16, not much room left for error on the Bruins side of things as the serve from Wyatt Thompson. So errors from each side get Sheridan right back in it. And we'll see a substitute serve come in for the Bruins here. Connor Thompson is going to check in for Sheridan to serve. Connor Thompson, the Oakville native, in his 4th year from Holy Trinity Catholic. Looking to go on a run here and get the Bruins back even. Spinner coming, it's a heavy serve, and it's a good one, and it lands out. As Thompson gets out of the way just to that one, and he's brought it to within a 3-point reach for Sheridan.
It's the closest they've really been, besides early on this big run by Niagara.
Thompson, we're gonna do it again. Another spinner on the way. He rips that one over. Chirpy passes off. Wisdom Smith takes hands. And Chirpy will send it back over. Bonnie, there's a pipe ball for Reimer, but he sends it out the back. Four-point advantage here, Niagara, as Wisdom Smith is back to serve. Push 3 for NC. 22-18. High spinner on the way, and it is good! An ace for Wisdom Smith right down the line, and it's a push 2 now. Niagara 2 away from taking set 1. Once again, a high spinner. That little push out of system. Niagara will reset it up top, and Parento, little bit of a height difference there, could not get it by the block of Josh King. And Sheridan just hanging around in this one.
Yeah, not much Leland can do about that one, but you're absolutely right, hanging around, and that's where it gets dangerous, is when they're right there for the taking.
Great serve on the far side. They'll go back row, little dump ball, good get by Elzinga. Newitz for Parento. Smith out of the back row, great reach. He uses that wingspan, it was out and off time, but he's able to dump it into the middle pot, and it's set point Niagara. 24-19, here's Mitch Chirpy. The serve is no good, it's into the mesh. And now Sheridan's gonna have to go on a roll behind the service line. Tong's serve is good. A chirpy pass, perfect. Back row, there is Wisdom Smith to seal set one for Niagara College. What a set it was for Wisdom Smith, as he was excellent for Niagara College. The 6'8" from Winnipeg, Manitoba, in his first year, puts the topper on set number one. A set that Niagara saw as big of a lead as 9, as small of a lead as 3. It never got closer than 3. It was never bigger than 9. And Niagara College able to weather the Sheridan storm in the middle of that first set, Alex, and come out with a 25-20 set 1 win.
Yeah, well, obviously you would have liked to keep the bigger lead at around the 9-point mark, but obviously you take what you can get. But a fairly comfortable set win for Niagara. Sheridan 3-10 on the season, losing 9 games in a row, in jeopardy of losing 10 straight. They won back-to-back games early on in the season, October 26th at home versus Redeemer, and at home Saturday, November 2nd against Boreal. Haven't won a game on the road yet this season. All 3 wins have came at home, looking to change that here today in Welland at the Simply Financial Athletic Center.
So as we get set here to go to set number 2, Alex, and really you want to highlight a couple of players on the Sheridan side. We talked about Cohen Reimer. I thought he was excellent. They tried to use him all over the floor, out of the back row on the outside as well. Reimer, we talked about the local kid back here in Niagara. I know he's probably got some family here as well. He was excellent for Sheridan that first set. They're going to find more ways to get him the ball, but as well, Gavin Elzinga was excellent for Sheridan in that first set. On the other side, we talked about it. Wisdom Smith was the guy that they went to early and often throughout that first set. Mitch Chirpy as well. He was off to a hot start, cooled off a little bit, but still did a really good job defensively. That's the nice thing that you're going to get with Mitch Chirpy. He's going to play excellent defense as you take a look at him right now on the screen. Even if he's not providing offense as much, he's going to provide excellent defense always. So a dual threat, is that what you want to call Mitch Chirpy? Excellent in that first set. As well, Leland Parenteau. We talked about him, but again, he's showing why maybe he deserves or is the future of this Niagara College team. And I know a setting room with Leland Parenteau and Matty Perron is maybe one of the top ones right now, based off what Leland Parenteau is showing us throughout this little bit of a stretch he's been on the last 2 games.
Well, I mean, it's a great problem to have when you've got 2 guys who are just really, really good and both young. They've both got time here at Niagara College to grow and develop, but it'll be tough. It's a good problem to have, for, like I mentioned, for Steve Stone, but there's a bunch of guys who've stepped up here today, mainly Wisdom Smith, who at times has been the best player on the floor for Niagara this season. There's other times where he gets benched. So there's probably a medium in between there, but if you can get him to play like this every single day, it's going to be scary hours for the rest of the OCAA.
Well, you look at Matty Perron, who developed last year under Carter Thurman as a setter, and they kind of started to split time down the stretch, and Perron now taking over that starting role. And you don't want to call him a veteran yet because it's only his 2nd year, but now, being a veteran to Leland Parenteau, and he's obviously done an excellent job of that. How nice is it to have your setter be out for a couple of games, but be able to turn to a guy who is just going to give you the exact same way?
Well, like you said, it's the best thing to have is having a deep bench, but also for Leland, like, what a great guy to learn from, both on and off the court, learning from Matthew.
Parenteau sets it up for Smith, who rolls it over. The Winnipeg boys, there's a massive block! And it is once again Wisdom Smith who is having himself an afternoon.
From Winnipeg all the way to Welland, taking over here in this game here today.
Parenteau, the center from Winnipeg and Dakota High School in his first year. Wisdom Smith also coming from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Dakota High School as well. So the 2 Manitobans doing well here in this one. and a 2-1 start for NC.
Well, you go back to the competition almost between
the serve from Bonnie, kept alive by Elzinga. Bonnie goes to Reimer on the far side, but nothing that Cohen Reimer could do with that one, as it was right into his middle section there, and a 3-1 NC advantage here in set 2.
I lost my train of thought there, but you know, with Parenteau playing so good, it almost creates a little bit of friendly competition between Maddie Perron and Leland Parenteau, which is a good thing because these guys are going to be fighting to start.
Makes everybody better, as here's Bonnie's serve. Reimer puts one down the line. It's kept alive by Newitz. Near side, here's Mitch Chirpy. He goes over top of the block. Passed up. Reimer's going to dump over. Free ball, Niagara. How do they use it? They go pipe for Ashton Newitz. Who connects for NC in a 4-1 advantage, Niagara.
And going back to my point about the friendly competition, I'm not saying Matthew does this, but sometimes there's almost a feeling of content. But when you have someone right behind you who's firing on all cylinders, it definitely wants to get you going.
Elzinga's dump over works just now. Battle close to the net. Parenteau up top, off the top of the hands and down. And there is Rowan Redekop, the Surrey, BC native, able to put one away, and it's another lead early in a set for Niagara College.
Yeah, lots of guys on this Niagara College team from out of province. Obviously, Leland Parenteau, Wisdom Smith, both from Winnipeg. Rowan Redekop from Surrey, BC, and Dryden Chenchek from Whitecourt, Alberta.
So Cohen Reimer, the first year, will set up to serve for Sheridan. Topper is good. It's passed up by Newitz, tight to the net. Slam back down. A little bit of a party ball there, and Ogabor doesn't miss. Reimer looking to bring Sheridan back into this one. Another great serve from Reimer. Good pass up, though. Back row. Newitz had to adjust. And they're going to give it to Niagara as Sheridan's going to get caught with a net violation, and that'll be Redekop back to serve for NC.
Likely would have been Niagara point anyways from that little chip there from Ashton.
Redekop with a good serve. Bonnie's going to go into the middle. Redekop there. Little overzealous as that one goes back over. They'll come near side. Elzinga hammers one down the line. And Gavin Elzinga continues to swing early on here in this one. It is 6-4 to 2-point lead for Niagara. Ugabor's serve is out the back. Little too much on it. And it's back to a 3-point spread. Wisdom Smith back to serve for Niagara. Good pass. Bonnie goes back row. Reimer got under that one and sails it out the back.
A little bit too much on that one.
Smith, high toss. Able to rip one over, passed up. Good get by Newitz. They're going to the near side, off the top of the hands. Oh, what a get out of the back row. There's Reimer sprawling to keep the play alive. Free ball, Niagara. Here it comes. Off time, and able to put that one over is Chirpy. Let's see if Sheridan can make him pay. Elzinga is sent back. Chaotic sequence for Mitch Chirpy up top.
I didn't quite think that was going to get over. That was a little bit of almost a half dive there from Mitch to get that over, but got to give him a ton of credit to get that ball over the net.
And we're going to have to fix this antenna here. That's what the delay is, as Smith looks to keep rolling behind the service line. 9-4 here early in the second set. 1-0 Niagara. They took the first one. Absolute rip of a serve. Overpass, free ball, Niagara. Up top of the net, and there to dump it back home is Josh King. It was an excellent serve, a little extra gas on that one from Smith. Niagara could not take advantage of the free ball. 9-5 here as Elzinga gets set to serve for Sheridan. High throw, good serve, chirpy pass as well. Into the middle, kept alive, down to the far side. There's Tong swinging and sending out, looking for touches. Sheridan not gonna get the call from the head ref, and it's 10-5.
Niagara doubling up Bruins here early on in the second set.
Mitch Chirpy now to serve for NC. High spin, gets that one over. Elzinga's able to put it back into the court of play. They'll dump it over Tongue. Free ball NC. Where do they go? Little dump, good read that time. Nagayan puts it back. Niagara, Chirpy out of the back row, sails it out the back. That set just a little bit ahead of Mitch Chirpy. Had to adjust midair and could not snap that ball down. 4-point lead, Niagara. As they'll send Tong back to serve for Sheridan. Spinner is passed well by Newitz. Into the middle. And right there to slam that one is RJ Martin out of the middle. And they're finally able to find that timing with Martin and the setter Parento.
Yeah, RJ Martin getting the start here today. Obviously, we've mentioned a cold going around Niagara College, but he's 6'7" in this first year.
Off timing on the swing up top. King, now Elzinga uses that block perfectly off the hands and out. And it's a 4-point lead. (11-7) early on. Here comes the King serve. Chirpy pass. They're going to go back row and just out as trying to incorporate Smith back into the play has been quite the last few points. And he sends it just out on the near side corner, now a 3-point advantage.
This is almost what we see a lot with Wisdom Smith. He'll look like the best player on the court, and then all of a sudden he'll just shift where he's making little mistakes like that.
Good get by Redicott, maybe trying to do too much. Parento there, and it's going to be a Sheridan point. Trying to set that one back on the far side. That's a really tough set, moving this way and trying to go back against your body. Could not get enough push on that one.
All of a sudden, Sheridan on a 4-1 run here, getting it within 2.
2-point advantage, Chirpy fights it off. Parento pops it up. They'll dump over a free ball. Sheridan with a chance to get to double digits and within 1. And it's a little dump. Great get by Parento, but it's going to fall in. Catching Niagara a little bit scrambly on defense. And Sheridan's back within 1.
Gavin Elzinga with a little bloop single there to get that point there. Looking like a vet in his 4th year.
There's the serve. It is good. Newitz off top hands. Oh, what a get! Out of the back row by King. He keeps the play alive. Niagara, they're going to send that one out of the far side. Redicott could not get it in the corner. We're tied at 11. And this is when I start to worry a little bit about Niagara's bench depth and not having guys to come in and make changes. They're going to have to dig themselves out of this with the guys they have on the floor right now. Chirpy. There's another off pass by NC. Smith going to have to dump over a free ball. Sheridan botches the free ball. They're going to dump one over. NC, can they make advantage of it? Here is Newitz, and he does just that. He cuts that seam on the block on the near side and finds the court. And Niagara College goes back up 1.
Well, Alec, you mentioned about how Niagara is shorthanded, and obviously there's a cold going around. There may be some fatigue issues here because there could be some players who are playing right now. I'm not for sure 100%, but they might be fighting a cold as we speak.
Leland Parento to serve. Kept alive. Bonnie goes to the outside. Good job to get back. Is Chirpy. Outside Smith uses that reach. And they're going to award that to Niagara. Reimer got caught on the net. So let's see if Parenteau, like he did back in that first set, can go on a little bit of a run. Serve is good. Reimer passes up. Bonnie pops it up. There's a big swing, and you can't give Elzinga that much court. One-point game here in the second set. The serve is good. Passed by Newitz. Back to him. He'll find the floor and paints that far line, does Ashton Newitz, to put Niagara back up 2. (14-12). Newitz back to serve. Float is good. Passes off. Reimer takes hands to the far side. Elzinga dumps over. Newitz for Chirpy. And the set was off the net. He swung under it, and it sails out the back of the court. So Sheridan just will not go away here in this second set. Looking to tie this thing at 1-1. Reimer, high spin, is good. Newitz passes off, able to save it. Smith dumps over, free ball Sheridan. Bonnie to the outside, that's a great swing. Kematong connects.
A little bit surprised that Steve Stone hasn't used the timeout yet, knotted up here at 14, but Niagara was up 10-5 at one point, so 9-4 run, if my math is right, for Sheridan.
And Reimer sends it into the twine. She'll miss serve, puts NC back up. And back and forth, these two teams continue to go here in this set number 2. Sometimes as a head coach, you want to just let your guys on the floor figure it out. And that's exactly the game plan that Steve Stone has done thus far. Let his guys kind of settle in and figure it out themselves, as that one, good shot from Chirpy, is going to roll in to the frustration of Liam Butchwright, the head coach of the Sheridan Bruins, on the sideline. His guys caught out of position as Chirpy able to throw one down, and we're going to get a spot cleaned up there on the floor. 16-14 here as Elzinga mopping up some sweat. Just tuning in, set number 2, Niagara took set 1, 25-20. Advantage NC by 2. And here's Heretica. The serve is good. Reimer fights it off to the outside, and there it is again as Ken Matong able to find the court and bring it back to within a 1-point game. David Ugabor now to serve for Sheridan. Ugabor, floater, short. Newitz comes in to pass. Parenteau, he goes to Wisdom Smith, who finds the cross-court shot. And there he is, Wisdom Smith, when you need a point. They connect. And Niagara's back up 2.
Hopefully that play there is going to get him going. He's been kind of slow in this second set.
And it's an ace for Wisdom Smith. Nothing crazy hard, and just miscommunication for Sheridan on defense. And now it's beginning to come crunch time here for Sheridan. 18-15. Smith rips one, but it's into the mesh off the top tape. And it's back to a 2-point game. Gavin Elzinga to serve for Sheridan. High toss. And the serve is in the back. It was tight. A close one. A delay from the line judge, but he does call it in, and it's a 1-point game. That's an excellent spot for Elzinga. Looking to tie now at 18. High toss, little extra on that one, passed up. Newitz calls it off, and it's going to be a free ball. Elzinga takes. Bonnie, back row, Reimer. No, it's out. The timing just not there right now in this second set for Sheridan, and it's back to a 2-point lead. It's chirpy. Reimer able to pass up. Near side, Elzinga! Massive swing from the outside hitter, Gavin Elzinga. Tong's serve is good, pass by Chirpy. Newitz will dump, free ball, Elzinga takes. Bonnie outside, not a good set there. Reimer's got to dump it over. NC opportunity, block is there, and they send it right back down. They tried to dump over that block of Sheridan. That was right there, too tall. And we're locked at 19s here in the second set. $19 Tong's service good. Passed up. Newitz swings away on it. That ball is going to fall. And Niagara hits 20.
Sheridan has been making a run here over the last good chunk of this set, but I give Niagara credit because they haven't let Sheridan reclaim the lead so far. We'll see if they can do that here as Wyatt Thompson will check in to take the serve.
Thompson's serve is good, passed up. On the outside, and there he is. Reimer able to connect and tie it at 20. So here comes the powerful serving Connor Thompson in a similar situation from the first set. Tied at 20 this time. Thompson looking to give Sheridan the advantage. The Bruins have not led in this game whatsoever, and they will continue not to. That's a good run for Niagara.
Coming back into Sheridan, number 8, Postgame.
Serve is there. Reimer fights it off, tight to the net, and Niagara now has a 2-point advantage. They give that point to them, 22-20. A little bit of a messy looking play on both ends, and that's going to be Liam Butchright calling a timeout. So back and forth, this second set continues to rock. 22-20. We've been tied a couple of times, and Niagara College finds themselves up 2, looking to take a 2-0 advantage and a chance to sweep in the third, but they got to get 3 more points here. And Sheridan has been excellent at staying in and throwing shots right back as soon as Niagara can dish them in this one.
Well, not even just in this set, but really throughout the whole match so far. Last set was only a 5-point win for Niagara, but if you can just stay right in it, get a little bit of luck, and you can take a set.
Steve Stone hasn't had to use a timeout yet in this one. He's let his guys on the floor battle it out themselves, and they've been able to overcome that. Talk about volleyball, how, yeah, you need skill, but it's a mental game in such capacity as he's got a couple of veteran guys out there who he trusts to lead. You look at Ashton and Mike Newitz, 2 leaders on this Niagara College men's team, along with a couple of younger guys as well. But Steve Stone's team, he knows them well, and they've been able to battle through a couple of adversity times here in the second set, especially as we take a look at that swing there from Gavin Elzinga. That's the big one in this set. For Sheridan, I mean, they've had 2 guys who they've gone to quite often in, both the local kids, Cohen Reimer and Gavin Elzinga. Those are the guys they want to get the ball to. We'll see what they have coming out of the timeout as Leland Parentil is there to serve. He'll float it over. Reimer able to take the pass. Bonnie puts it up. Reimer is sent back. Wisdom Smith rejects, and it's a push-2 situation for Niagara, now up 23-20.
Wisdom Smith starting to get going here. Kind of struggled at times in this second set, but Leland Parento and Wisdom Smith were both dominant in that first set. Kind of slowed down here, but.
Oh, the serve was going to go out. It knocked Nagayan back on his head, but it was a perfect pass, and that is a perfect swing from Wisdom Smith, who buries it. And it's set point Niagara, who's now on a 4-0 run. Timeout Sheridan, 24-20.
The big play there from Wisdom Smith is definitely a play that you can use to build momentum. Those big swings like that really swing the game, no pun intended.
Let's take a look, Alex, at this replay. First, it hits Nagayan back. It was an excellent pass off the forehead. It kind of set Sheridan back, and that is a perfect set on a tee for Wisdom Smith, who makes no mistake pounding one down and giving Niagara a 4-point advantage in set 2. Looking to go up 2-0 on home court. NC looking to win their 5th straight set here today. The women, if you missed it or you're just tuning into the men's game, able to sweep Sheridan 3-0. And now the men looking to follow pursuit. As there's Parento set to serve at a 24-20 game. The floater is good. Reimer passes up. Bonnie, back row. There is Elzinga again. The sea ball works, and Elzinga buries one, and it keeps Sheridan with a pulse.
That's kind of been the whole story of this game for Sheridan, just kind of creeping around, trying to take the lead.
Bruins will have to do it on defense, and they do. One more point. It's back to a 2-point advantage.
Still 2 timeouts for Steve Stone in his back pocket here.
Bonnie to serve. Good. Pass back. Newitz hammers. And that will cap off set number 2 as NC battles back and forth with Sheridan. And once again, Niagara College able to come out on top, this time 25-22, and take a 2-0 set lead. But Sheridan was right in that one. You look at both first sets as we take a look at Newitz capping it off with a big swing. Take both sets. Niagara started on a 7-0 run and a 6-1 run. Sheridan has to find a way, Alex, not to get down early in sets.
Well, you're absolutely right, because if you take away that 7-0 run, it was 22-18, so a very good chance to try and win that set if you didn't get off to such a slow start, which has been a problem for Sheridan here, but you have to give them a ton of credit. Just battling in both of these sets, keeping it competitive, losing that one by 3 and the last one by 5. They definitely can compete with this Niagara team, although Niagara themselves have at times shot themselves in the foot.
Elzinga has been excellent today. Gavin Elzinga, the 4th year from Beamsville, has been very good in the answer offensively for Sheridan. Niagara just continues to battle. They're playing very well up front at the net. And behind the service line, they've been pretty good as well. And that's, you know, one of the key things. You got to get your serves in. Well, they've done an excellent job of that, not missing too many through 2 sets here. And they find themselves up 2-0, looking to sweep Sheridan 3-0. And a good chance here now, up 2-0. As we get set for this 3rd set. Here, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Niagara College on the Welland campus inside the Simply Financial Athletic Center, as Niagara College and Sheridan do battle in a doubleheader here today. As we kick off a 3-game homestand inside Niagara College. Alec Murray, Alex Vandenhack with you.
Sheridan's one and only trip here to Welland this season. These two teams matched up earlier in November, on November 6th in Oakville, with Niagara winning 3-zip, looking to go back-to-back with that same result.
Yeah, Niagara on the men's and women's side looking to both sweep the season series with the Sheridan Bruins. And a 4-0 stretch for both teams combined, and a chance to do that here on home court on a chilly Saturday night or chilly Saturday afternoon, we should say, here in Welland, Ontario.
You talk about chilly today. The next few days, Alec, oh boy.
It's going to get cold, but it's warm inside. Niagara has been hot on the volleyball court as we are moments away here from set number 3. NC looking to do it and get out of here. They'll have a couple of days off until Wednesday night. Conestoga comes to town, and don't miss those games, 6 and 8 o'clock, women's and men's. And then Saturday, the big test, the St. Clair Saints make the trip down to Welland to take on the Niagara College Knights. Both tall tasks for the men and women. St. Clair, before February hits, they roll onto the road up north to end the regular season. And there's a roll shot into the pot to start off for NC 1-0.
You know, I think it's really good that Niagara is going to go down to Sudbury at the end of the season, because that's a team-building experience. Going down, I believe it's 5-6 hours from here, staying overnight with your teammates. I know when I went to hockey tournaments, that's where teams build the most.
So that's how they'll end the regular season, as here is a pipe ball, no chance, Newitz hammers. Ashton Newitz, that one was on time for him, and it's 2-0, and once again, Niagara has started off with a lead here in the third set early.
And with all due respect, in that trip to Sudbury, you get to take on Boreal, who has not won a game all season.
Tough stretch for Boreal. They're going to go back row well over the attack line as Thompson. And Sheridan finds themselves down 3. Ashton Newitz to serve, floater is good. Reimer holds up into the middle, and Newitz got a hand on it. Cannot pop that ball up. And Sheridan's on the board.
Another slowish start for Sheridan, albeit only 3-zip, but go back to last set, they started down 7-zip, and were able to claw back a bit, but if you want to win these sets, you can't go down 7-0 early.
Reimer, excellent serve, set up in the middle, swing is kept up. That was Thompson. Thompson puts it back over. Parento for Thompson. It's blocked, recycled by NC. They go to Chirpy, who cuts it sharp. Kept alive by Sheridan, up into the middle. Ugabor can't dump that ball down. Scramble for Sheridan. Thompson kept up by Smith. It'll be a free ball for Sheridan in this rally. Popped up. They go into the middle. Ugabor. Smith keeps it alive. Parento to the outside. Chirpy dumps it over. Continuing to roll. Here's Elzinga. Sends it out. Got too much on it and sent it too far. And it's 4-1 Niagara.
Probably a little bit of tough luck for Sheridan on that really long rally. That was incredible to watch, as Wyatt Thompson will serve here from St. Thomas.
Here's Thompson's serve, is good. Reimer handcuffed a little bit. There to save it, Elzinga into the scores table area. Paratil for Smith, dug up nicely. Elzinga dumps that one over. Smith pops it up. Parento tight to the net, bumps it over. Niagara gets it right back. Great set on the far side out of the back row by Newitz. And unable to connect and convert is Mitch Chirpy. Serve is good. Passed up by Newitz. Chirpy uses the block. but it comes back inside, and Niagara now holding a 1-point advantage early in the third set. Tried to tool off the block, but it was there on time when it came right back to him. 4-3, Ugabor's serve. Passed up well. They'll go to Smith. He'll roll it over. Good get by Reimer. Sprawling to the ground, roll shot over, and everybody freezes. As that one rolls down into the pod, we're tied. Sheridan has not led yet in this game. Chance to do so here. David Ugabor, serve good. Newitt's good pass. Here is a big-time swing from a big-time fella. Wisdom Smith comes through again, and Niagara goes back up 1. High spin for Smith. It is good. Reimer, excellent pass. Off. Oh, what a dig! But it's out on the next side. Newitz was in position. And we're back even. Five all as Gavin Elzinga back to serve. High spin, rips it in, dump by Parento. Read nicely by Scheisthoff. Popped up by Parento. Swing, that one is off the block. And there's Wisdom once again with a big swing on the outside, 6-5 NC.
You know, Leland Parento might be in his first season, but he looks like he's a third-year player, just kind of his attitude around it. He's got some great people to look up to. Obviously, we've got Matthew Perron and Carter Thurman, who's an assistant coach here, former player for the Knights.
Now we're having almost looks like a concussion test of some sort or something going on over there on the sideline with the student therapist, Sheridan, taking a look at Connor Thompson. But you're exactly right. It's nice. You know, Steve Stone, one of the best setters at Niagara College as a player. Carter Thurman, I mean, if you ask Carter, he's behind Steve. If you ask Steve, Carter's better than him. So I'm sure the two of them, but I mean, the setting coaching at Niagara College, as there's a big swing out of the middle, connecting R.J. Martin. But you go from, you know, Coach Steve Stone, who, again, one of the best setters in NC volleyball, men's volleyball. And then Carter Thurman, who's right up as one of the best as well. So you have two former, you know, top-tier setters for Niagara College on your coaching staff. And I mean, if I'm a setter, Niagara College, I look at that coaching staff and I say, hey, you know, that's not a bad place to go if I want to become an excellent setter in the OCAA.
Well, you know, you talk about Steve Stone and Carter Thurman as coaches. It seems like a lot of Niagara Athletics, their coaching staff is usually internal former players.
Absolutely. Near side, Reimer hammers one. Nobody there for Niagara, to the displeasure of the head coach, Steve Stone, on the sideline. He said, hey, what are we doing? 7-all here in the third set.
Not quite enough communication there, but to go back to my point about Niagara's coaching staff being internal, Laquan Hilton, the coach of the men's basketball team, former player, the only exception is Kimball McKenzie. By the way, what an excellent job he's done with that women's basketball team.
Absolutely. As that one hits Gavin Elzinga on the way out, and Niagara point 8-7. Yeah, powerhouse this year.
Yeah, I don't
college's women's basketball team.
I don't know how closely you followed the team, Alec, but I've done some games there, and they're just an absolute treat to watch.
Serve is going to sail out 8-all. You know, it depends on the day.
Yeah,
I may follow along here or there.
Well, I know you've got some friends on that being around here, but you know, you look at Taryn Mitchell, who came back for year 4, wasn't sure if she was going to come back. Getting to know her a little bit, she really wants to win, and we'd love to see that. Set
to the outside, good swing, Newitz hammers one. 9-8, Niagara goes up. And yeah, it's exciting to see, you know, your Niagara College teams competing and doing well in the standings. And, you know, that Niagara women's basketball team has been all over it the last couple of years even. Not even just this year. They've been really good for, you know, 3 or 4 years. And you look at Chris Rayo, who really built an exceptional program here for the women's basketball. Now out east, sharing his talents at the university level. As that one will fall down, and Niagara takes a 10-8 lead, but you're right, it's an absolute treat to watch. And one of the best parts about this job is getting to support that and getting to, you know, make those moments so special. And it's they got a couple of teams here that have got a chance to do some special things in the playoffs, Alex, that's for sure. Serve is good. It'll be passed up onto the near side. Recycled off the block. Nobody's there. Bonnie diving, but could not pop it back. And now it's a 3-point Niagara advantage.
You know, I've got a funny story about Chris Rao, which we'll talk about during the timeout. I got to know Taryn Mitchell a little bit, and she said that the first time she knew that she was going to go play, that playing at Niagara College was a chance, was when she was playing a game in high school and Chris Rao was scouting her, and she was intimidated by him because of what he's done.
Nobody's intimidated by Chris Rao, but continue.
Well, you know what I mean, but no, but obviously the reputation he has around the OCAA, building and developing players, it's an honor to be like, hey, he's watching my game.
Absolutely, you're exactly right. As I think we got a replay coming up here. 11-8 into the timeout, Alex, and this is what led into the timeout. As we take a look here, there's that triple block on Reimer. They threw 3 up. And Sheridan could not regather themselves defensively as Bonnie tried to hit the deck and save that ball, but could not. That led into Sheridan's timeout here, their first of the set. An 11-8 game. Sheridan needs it, or we'll be 3 and done.
Absolutely. Going back to all of our teams here at Niagara, I think every single team here has a chance to do some damage in the playoffs.
Regular season is one thing. Playoffs are another animal. It doesn't really matter seeding-wise. It's anything can happen. And that's why it's so excellent. And the OCAA playoffs will be kicking up here pretty soon, actually. Another month and a bit. And these teams will hit, you know, hopefully hit home court for a couple of home playoff games. And then, depending on standings-wise, we shall see. In a 12-8 game here.
Well, you're absolutely right about the playoffs being a whole different animal. I remember doing one of the soccer games for the women this year. They were the highest team, got upset in a really, really close game.
The beauty of the beast, that's what we call it, as here is Elzinga on the far side dumping it over. Newitz sent back, good block at the net. They'll recycle it off the block. Newitz again is sent back. Oh, what a job by Thompson. Somehow he made that ball go back over. Elzinga says enough. He said, that's 4. That's 4. And he makes it a 12-9 game. 2 big blocks on that side, and then he's able to connect. Into the middle they go. Thompson dumps it down. Reset on the far side. Elzinga will dump a free ball. Parenteau for Newitz. That ball was headed out, and Newitz shows him the belt as he gets him. 13-9 here in the third set.
Niagara starting to get a little bit going here. Obviously, it's been very tightly fought out, but looking to get the lead up to 5.
Serve is good. Bonnie into the middle. Great job by Chirpy to keep that play alive. They go back. Thompson sets it up. Bonnie offside. Reimer is rejected. Serve is good. Pass up, and it's going to be another NC point. (15-9) here, Niagara. Trying to keep running away with this. Sheridan trying to stop the bleeding here. Newitz to serve. It is good, kept alive. Back as Reimer's got to dump another free ball. Parento, pipe ball, Newitz. Good dig, Bonnie in the back row. Newitz pops it up nice and high. Parento offside. There is Wisdom Smith who buries it. 7-point advantage, Niagara, their largest of the third set. Newitz serve is good, handcuffed. Nagayan right through his hands. And the lead is stretched to 8.
Not really a super hot shot by Newitz, but causing him trouble, and you're not complaining if you're Ashton and the Knights.
Sometimes those little floaters, Alex, are the hardest to corral. And there's a big block on Elzinga, recycled nicely by Sheridan. Reimer stuffed, back to back on each side, and the lead grows to 9. I played with Ashton Newitz, Alex, and knowing him, and his serve is so deceptive because it's not hard. There's not a lot of spin to it, but sometimes when you get a serve right in the midsection, you get handcuffed to the fact is, am I going to take it? Am I going to bump it? Or am I going to take it on the hands? And I think that's what happened with Nagayan. It's just a floater, and they move a ton. Newitz serves move a ton. That's an excellent dig by Parento. Answer on the near side. Up top! Oh my! But he's going to be called on the net. It's going to wipe off an outstanding play as Smith gets caught on the net. And he put that ball a foot inside the Sheridan court. On the far side, they'll go back up top, and it's going to be a Niagara point. 19-10. We'll see if we can get another look at that Wisdom Smith swing up top.
Well, going back to your point about Ashton Newitz and his serve, it's almost like different pitches in baseball where you get the fastball going at this speed with not a lot of movement, but
I think if you were to ask a lot of people, and I couldn't receive a serve to save my life when I played, but if you asked a lot of people, Alex, what they would rather see, I think a lot would say they would rather see a hard spinner than a knuckle serve. And essentially that's what Newitz is so good at doing, is throwing those little knuckle serves, and he can put them wherever he wants. He can drop them in wherever, and it's very, very effective at this level. 20-10, 10-point margin here. Fought off on the far side. There's a big swing, Elzinga. Again, Gavin Elzinga connects. David Ogabor, Oakville, Ontario native, will serve for Sheridan. Overpass, free ball. Oh, I should have passed that back up. Gives it right back to Niagara on the far side, connecting. And it's a 4-point push here for Niagara in set number 3, as now we're going to see Britton Burrows check into the game.
Britton Burrows getting in his second match here of the season. His first matchup came against Boreal earlier in the season. He actually won Player of the Week.
Wisdom Smith with a good serve offside. Elzinga gets up top on top of it and buries it. I mean, say what you want, Sheridan might having a tough afternoon here, but this kid has been unreal. Gavin Elzinga, the 4th year from Beamsville. Spinner into the mesh. And a 22-12.
Commentator's jinx there, Alec. I think we've both been the victim of that here today.
A couple of times as serve is good. Into the middle they go. Good get. Burrows pops it up. Smith will dump it over. Free ball for Sheridan. That's a great dig by Micah Newitz. And Wisdom Smith was caught on his heels in the back row. What a dig by Micah Newitz, but Sheridan comes away. They cut it to 9.
It's going to take borderline a miracle here for Sheridan to win this game, but even just building momentum.
It's a game of runs, and Smith is out of rotation.
It's the same as in baseball, for example. You can be down by 10 runs, but just getting a little bit something going, we can see a comeback. Look back to the World Series, a 5-0 blown lead from the New York Yankees, which you absolutely love to see. But obviously a lot bigger deficit here.
Volleyball, a game of runs. As Burrows in the middle, it is rejected. Good block up at the net. Burrows gets it back. He goes to Smith, off hands. Good get. Shystov able to save it. Burrows takes first ball. Oh, pancake Newitz. No, they can't put it back over. It was an excellent get once again by Micah Newitz. 22-15 here.
Seems like communication on those kind of flourish balls there hasn't been great here for Niagara.
Pass is up. On the outside, there it is, the communication. Burrows connects with Ashton Newitz. And the Knights are within 2 of a 3-0 sweep.
Not only are they likely to get this sweep, but they've been so short-handed, which makes it even more impressive.
R.J. Martin's serve is good. Elzinga, a free ball taken by Thompson. Burrows back outside. Great effort, Elzinga. And they can't put it back over. Set and game point for Niagara, 24-15. R.J. Martin, the St. Mary's, Ontario native from DCVI in year 1. Serve is out the back. And we will have at least another point. (24-16) serve is botched. They're going to get a double. But it's 24-17 here. Josh King looking for a run for Sheridan. Another good serve, rolls out the hands of Newitz back to pick it up. And too far ahead of himself is Wisdom Smith. 24-18. Popped up, Newitz sent to the outside. Ashton Newitz, great spot, and that'll do it. An excellent shot from Ashton Newitz to seal this one in a 3-0 Niagara College sweep over the visiting Sheridan Bruins. 6-set wins to 0 today for Niagara College Athletics, as the women's and men's team both sweep the Sheridan Bruins out of town to open a 3-game homestead here inside the Simply Financial Athletics Center. Niagara College comes away with a big win here as they are on the board in the win column in 2025. As we take a look here at that play from Ashton Newitz on the far side, and just an excellent visionary play. As you see, he sees that gap, could have easily swung that there, but he saw the block was up dumps it to the near side. That's a great look from our camera crew here at Niagara College. And Newitz seals this one as Niagara able to rally, missing a ton of players today were the Knights, and they're still able to sweep 3-0. And we're going to take a look at this hit here from Wisdom Smith. We talked about it. He was just on the net. Let's see it here. The dig is up on that far side, and here it is. Just got on top of the net.
Wow.
But that shows you the length and size of the big fella, who had a heck of a game here as we take a look at Coach Steve with the kids. Happy 2-0, Coach Steve Stone and the Niagara College Knights. The kids are happy. Niagara College is happy. Steve Stone probably thrilled with the way his team played, especially the men's team being so short-handed. And Niagara sweeps Sheridan out of town. Alex, final thoughts here today.
The Knights will have to enjoy today, but a tough schedule still yet to come with matchups against some tough opponents, St. Clair and Conestoga here next week. So enjoy today, but got to get back in the lab, hopefully get some guys healthy and feeling better and looking to make a final push down the stretch.
Absolutely. Well, it was a pleasure to be back here at Niagara College after a little bit of a hiatus, and a pleasure to work with you, Alex. And we thank you, everybody, for tuning in this afternoon, whether it was the women's game or the men's game. Heck of a battle, NC in the win column in 2025. We'll be back here Wednesday night at 6 o'clock and 8 as the Conestoga Condors come to town. Niagara looking to build off that as they continue their push into the playoffs in 2025. We thank you all for tuning in. Heck of a day for Niagara College Athletics inside the Simply Financial Athletic Center. We will see you back Wednesday night as Conestoga's in town, but for now, we will sign off. For myself, Alec Murray, and my partner, Alex Vandenhack, we thank you for tuning in, and we say good night from Niagara College.